Chris, a rideshare driver with a 4.5-star rating, is seen listening to a guided meditation in his car before accepting a ride request from Haley, who mentions she's going to the Smithereen offices. Chris appears agitated at Dan's cafe, observing people absorbed in their phones. He attends a meeting for people who have lost loved ones to phone addiction, where a woman shares the story of her daughter Chrissy, who died by suicide. Later, Chris picks up Jaden Kent for a ride to the airport. Learning that Jaden also works for Smithereen, Chris abruptly pulls the car over, reveals a gun, and hijacks Jaden. He ties Jaden up and demands to know why he is dressed in a suit and going to the airport. Chris, increasingly agitated, throws his own phone away to remove fingerprints. He then forces a terrified Jaden into the trunk of the car. Chris, holding Jaden at gunpoint, speeds away, attracting the attention of police officers at a gas station who begin a pursuit. Chris forces Jaden to call Smithereen, identifying himself and demanding to speak to Billy Bauer. Chris drives erratically, narrowly avoiding two teens on bikes before ending up in a grassy field, surrounded by police. Inside the car, Jaden, zip-tied and coughing, looks increasingly distressed. Chris, fixated on contacting Bauer, dismisses Jaden's claim of being a low-level intern and insists on speaking to someone who knows Bauer. He then has Jaden call Hannah in HR, instructing him on what to say. Because Bauer is unavailable, Penelope Wu answers, but Chris demands she find Bauer's number online as the police chase intensifies through back roads. When Hannah connects, Chris grabs the phone and threatens Jaden's life unless he gets Bauer on the line immediately. Smithereen employees, receiving pictures of Jaden in distress, scramble to find Bauer while alerting the authorities, eventually connecting Chris to Penelope Wu. Meanwhile, police determine the car belongs to Eleanor Catherine Gillum Heaney and dispatch officers to check on her, while Chief Superintendent Grace emphasizes de-escalation tactics. Police surround Chris and Jaden, and Penelope confirms Chris has a dormant Smithereen profile. Chris instructs Jaden to tell Penelope they will be contacted at another number and to use the alias David Gilkers. Chris berates Penelope and threatens Jaden, reiterating his demand to speak with Bauer. A search of Eleanor's home reveals a shrine to Billy Bauer and a photo of a younger Chris. His home reveals overdue bills, Smithereen clippings, and a framed photo of Bauer. Police visit Eleanor's home, learning from a neighbor that she died, and Christopher now lives there. The FBI uncovers Chris's true identity. Christopher Michael Gilheaney, a former teacher who lost his fiancée in a traffic accident. As a police sniper targets Jaden, Smithereen reconnects the call. Penelope puts him on hold, promising to connect him to the CEO, while the FBI deduces Chris seeks recognition, not money, and plans for friendly contact. The FBI discovers Chris used Omar Masambalu's hacked Hitcher account to lure customers outside his area before abducting Jaden. The FBI realizes Chris's true intentions. The negotiator attempts to persuade Chris to surrender, but Chris demands to speak only with Billy Bauer and dismisses the negotiator's attempts to read grievances. Agent Cruz and Chief Superintendent Grace argue over who will lead contact as the SUV moves and the sniper loses his shot. Back at the scene, Chris orders a negotiator to leave. An FBI contact arrives at the Smithereen estate as Jaden escapes. They learn Bauer is on a 10-day silent retreat. A woman interrupts Billy Bauer's retreat with news of the hostage situation. Following a traffic accident, Chris demands to speak to Billy Bauer, the head of Smithereen. The Smithereen office scrambles to find a way to reach Bauer, tracking Chris's device as he reads tweets about the crime. Chris, a rideshare driver, holding a young man named Jaden hostage, pulls his car up by a cliff. Penelope Wu, monitoring the situation, insists that she is not authorized to give Chris what he wants. But Chris is getting increasingly agitated. FBI agent Cruz believes Chris plans to execute the hostage. Chris discovers the gun he's using is not real and feels betrayed. A police officer is hurt, and Chris's windshield is shot through, though it is unclear by whom. A gunshot rings through the window as the FBI races to the location and more police approach with force. Billy Bauer is eventually put on the phone with Chris. Chris reveals that the Smithereen app, specifically a dog photo notification that showed up on his phone, caused the accident in which his wife died. As Chris breaks down, he apologizes, and a sniper shot comes through the windshield. Cornered, Chris is instructed to surrender and apologizes to Jaden, who is visibly angry. Bauer then states he's leaving and experiences a sharp pain. instructing that his statement regarding the situation be made known to Penelope and Jaden. Via phone, Chris asks Bauer if he knows the owner of Persona. Bauer responds that he knows Curtis. Chris demands that Bauer release his girl, Penelope, and Bauer assures him that she is being let go. Chris expresses his gratitude. Chris unties Jaden as a result of the conversation. Jaden tries to dissuade Chris from throwing his life away, reminding him of the devastating impact of his uncle's suicide on his family. They argue intensely. Jaden, now unbound, pleads with Chris not to kill himself. The tense situation between Chris and Jaden escalates further. Chris, reiterating his desire to leave, grabs a concealed gun. Through the sniper scope, Chris is seen pulling Jaden to the side, seemingly for cover. Chris forces Jaden to his knees. A police sniper receives the order to take a clear shot. The sniper locks on for another shot. A gunshot rings out, but the sniper only hits the car seat next to Jaden.